and welcome back to the sixth part of this tutorial. Hopefully this will be the end of this tutorial. Now what I am going to do now, guys, is I want to be able to select any or all of the 8 units required for a degree here. Once it's selected, you make sure you enter the grades or the score, whatever, and we should be able to then click on the results button and get all our result and the date right there. So that's what I'm going to do now. If you guys can still recall, one of the very first function that I took care of earlier with the calendar is select whatever date you want and just click on result, and that we change. Look at it, it's now 25. Today's date is 12 there. So let's exit out and put a function together to take care of that. This is the function that actually transfers the date straight into the entering widget. Okay, as for the function that will put the calculation together, let me take it right up here underneath where most of my functions are, and right here let's put another one together. I'm going to call that add models. Okay, add models call. There, parentheses, there we go. Now I'm going to start with an if statement. If self dot model 1 if self dot model 1 dot get, if it's empty, then nothing is going to officially happen. Then model 1 will automatically default back to 0. Okay, everything in there would default to 0, so we should set that to 0. There we go. Else, there's going to be some calculations. In total I have 8 of those, so I might as well repeat it for the others. So that is for number 2, 3. Let's move it up so that you guys can see it. We have 3. Grab all of these. Now we have 6. 6 and 2 more. 1, 2. So those are all the models in place, and that's what's going to happen if they are all empty. But let's change their names. So this one is, let's see if this indentation here is right. 1, 2, 3 indent. Okay, that's fine now. So this one will be 2. That's 2, 3. Okay, this is 4 and 4 here. 5 and 5. 6 and 6. 7 and 7. 8 and 8. The models that I'm actually referring to is right here where I enter all of the grades. So if there's no value in them, they should all automatically become 0. As soon as you select a unit, you must enter a value. If you don't enter a value, when you click on this, that should become a 0. So that's what I'm trying to achieve there. Else we will have the total score and the ranking of the student in there. Okay, now that is taken care of, now I'm going to create a local variable. This local variable, that will be where I will have each of the models. So let's say the very first one, I'm going to call it unit 1. Unit 1, we get whatever content we have inside module number 1. So copy that and write underneath a local variable called unit 1 equals float whatever we have in here. There we go. That's the very first one taken care of. So copy that. We need 8 of those and just change the values around. We have 2, 4. Let's get it indented properly. Oops, undo that. Select it again and re-indent it. And indent it together. There we go. Now copy, paste it right underneath here. Then we have 8. Okay, I'm going to change the value around. That's the variable around. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 7 here and 8 here. There we go. Alright, every single value that we have in each entering widget is now stored into those local variable. I'm also going to declare another local variable. I'm going to call it unit total. And unit total, we add up everything that we have in here. Grab this and paste that here. There we go. That's plus the next one is going to be 2, and so on. 3, 4. Okay, we have 4 there. Grab all of these, change it around, and paste. So that's our 5 here. I guess you guys get the whole idea now. I've just added up everything that I have in here, stored inside total. Make sure the bracket is closed off. Now that that is taken care of, we now want the total. We want inside a variable called set.total score. Total score is one of the variables I declared earlier, right at the top. You guys, if you can remember that. Now that is total score, and that I'm going to make it an integer because you shouldn't be able to enter anything but an integer in there. So come in here, grab that, paste that in here, and that's it. Now total score is stored in here. Alright, so if I run it now, we should be able to, first of all, you see this very method. I'm going to grab it and call it inside that very, you see this method, I've just grabbed it now. I'm going to come down in here. Where is it? Right here. I'm just going to call it right here. That one is just meant to give us date and so on. So we're calling the date, we're displaying the date, and at the same time carrying on with the calculations. So run that program. Let's see. So come right here straight away, enter a value or enter something in here. And the others, I'm not going to enter anything. Just click on that and you see they all defaulted back to 0. We have the total score there. We now want to work on the rankings. Okay, you get the whole idea now. So let's work on the student ranking. Close that. After that, we just work on our database, and that will be the end of this long tutorial. Now let's come in here using an if statement. If total score is greater than and equals to 700, there, then we want self dot ranking dot set. So let's say that student has a first class honors degree. Close that. There we go. And that is it. So all I just need to do now is copy and change it to else if. Grab this, come down in here, else if it's 600, that'll be second class upper. Yep. 2.I, that's how it's written, second class upper. Else is going to be second class lower. Indent, and that, what value shall we give that? Maybe we should go for about 500. Yeah, that becomes second class lower. Right, and let's go for more categories. Paste those in there. Now third class changes to maybe 400, and that will be third class. We have third class there, and that's 400. Let's say 300 here, something like that, or whatever. Okay, 300 will give us certificate of higher education. See, yeah, that is for those that didn't make it. However, if is, let's say, less than and equals to, okay, if it's less than and equals to 200 here, change that to 200. That will be a fail. And this should be less than and equals. There we go. And that's it. So calculation is taken care of. Let's run it and see. Or the condition of each grade is taken care of. Run. So enter whatever in there. I was meant to enter grades here as well. Select whatever unit and just dump them in there. We need one more. Those are core. You can always take care of that to make sure it's not more than between 1 and 100. That can be done. Click on that. There we go. Second class upper. Now let's change this to 9. Let's see what's going to happen. There, third class. Let's go for 90, 90, 90 and see 99 here. Let's see if we can get first class. First class Okay, so if we change this to 0 0 0 0, and let's see what this guy is going to end up with. Fail. Okay guys, you see that that is working, so that is fine. Everything is working how we want. Now finally, let's take care of the database. So I'm going to exit out. Yes, there. Okay guys, let's start work with the database. I'm going to have to open up the MySQL workbench, and let's start work with the back end of this project. So I'm going to start by clicking on the schema right there. So let's see, let's make sure I was thinking of calling it student. Let's make sure I don't have anything called student. Yes, I do. Okay, I'm going to call it student database. ST, let's say student DB. Okay, student DB, that would do. Hopefully student data. Okay, student data, right. So that's going to be the name of my table. So oh, there's a name called student data, so let's say student ranking, yeah. Okay, student ranking, all in lowercase. Okay, yeah. Click on apply and apply again. So student ranking is being generated, is successfully generated. Click on finish. Right, and let's come right down here. I should be able to see my student ranking. That is it right there. I will now right click on the table and click on create. There we go, student ranking as well. That's the name of my table. Now I'm going to see this double head arrow. I'm going to drop it down, and my very first field here, I'm going to call that student. I'll call that student ID. ID, all in lowercase. Okay, so that I can just, so here I'm going to select virtual and just enter about maybe 20 characters there. I'm going to make that primary key unique value. Okay, it mustn't be empty, and unique value, and right underneath is going to be the first name. We have surname underneath here. This table is going to be huge. I'm going to have about maybe 50 something columns, but I won't be using all of the 50 plus columns. So the 50 something columns will store every single data that we have on our system. So we have postcode there, gender. I may have to just speed this up so you guys know how to create a table. Now once I finish creating it, then we just click on apply. Then the next thing is going to be the mobile. We have email underneath here, and right underneath here is going to be the parents details. So I'm going to speed that up guys and get back to you shortly. Okay guys, that is it, all done. Let's take it from the top. We have student ID. I'm going to take it out to parent and bring it right down for you guys to see the rest of the column from here, from parent, first name, P, surname, and so on, up to dean of faculty. Bring it down again. Head of school up to BA. Bring it down. Then we have BSc up to information technology. Digital graphics up to media. and design up to the various module 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 8. There are 8 modules, and we have the total score, ranking, and date of rank, or date of ranking, whatever. That is it. So I am now going to click on apply. And in total, how many do I have? I have a 1 here, so we're going to subtract that, take it right down. We have 60, and that would be 59 columns in total. Okay, so I'm going to click on apply. There we go. The script has been successfully applied to the database, and click on finish. There. So for now, I finish up with the back end. We'll be back here just to check on whatever data I enter. So now the student ranking database. Now let's minimize this, and we'll be back to that later on. So right underneath here, underneath where I have all my functions, I'm going to start work with this database now. So let's create a function for this database. I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. This would be the data connectivity. Alright, that's good enough for me. Alright, so I'm going to start by defining my variable. Let's make sure I have the right indentation. Okay, let's define the function now. So function, let's say add data. Now we'll say if my student ID, if it's empty, I want something, I want the system to prompt for add data, student ID dot get. That's the variable. So if is empty, or if first name is empty or the surname is empty, just do the same thing. So I'm going to grab this, just change it around. That should be an O. There we go. O again. So this is surname here. And we have first name here. There. So if they are empty, I'm gonna need a message. Let's say tikinter dot message box, and we ask it to display as follows. There. Else, let's come out here and just say else if, or else, not else if. I'm going to create the following variable. SQL connector equals pi MySQL dot connect, and the host. The host is going to be the local host, there, and user is going to be root equals root, and so on. And the login is 1 2 3 4 5 6, or I think I call it ranking, student ranking, something like that. Let's check out the name. Here it's called student ranking. I might as well copy that instead of paste that in there. Student ranking, that's the name of my database. Right, so the next thing we want to do is I'm now going to say console equals SQL con dot cursor. There we go. Then I want it to execute as follows: cursor dot, that will be execute the following. So I'm going to use an SQL statement that will say insert into student ranking the following value, and those values are, let's say, S, comma, and I'm just going to paste up to 59 of those in there. Undo that, copy that and paste. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And okay, I'm going to speed that up. So we have 40 here, 40. Then I'm going to backspace, press enter. That will be 50 and 60. There we go, that's 59. All right, close that there. And let's come right here, we can say comma, and let's come down here and let's set up another. So let's put a comma here, get rid of this one, and I want to enter the names of my variables, the student and so on, that I have up there. Maybe I should just go up there, copy it, and start modifying it. There they are. So I'm going to grab this up to here, do it individually, bring it right down there and paste it right in here. Paste, get it indented properly. Alright, bring this out a little bit. Alright, here is going to be get. So let's enter get in there and change this to get with a comma. Repeat the same thing for the others. Okay, we are almost there. So this is the database that we're taking care of now, which is not that difficult. So the most difficult bit is taken care of. So let's just do this. I'm going to have to speed this up now though. So I'm just adding every single component. However, not all of these components will be displayed on the front end, but whatever data you enter, they will all be saved on the back end. So that's my first lot. I'm going to speed up the rest. Okay guys, and that is it, all done. And let's take it down. So that is everything in there. Okay, and I've also entered the borders, the date, the entry widgets, then total ranking and the date of ranking. So, and that is it, all rounded up here. Now ask this the variable MySQL connector to commence, close, and this message should display if the data is successfully added. Right. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to now, let's try this out. Let's scroll right down to where the buttons are. Add new student, and right there I'm going to enter a comma command equals add data. There, that's all. Okay, there should be a comma there, right? That is it, taken care of. Alright, I'm going to run it now just to try out that, to make sure I can enter data straight into my SQL right here. Oh, let's see, I should be able to enter something there. Okay, I should be able to enter whatever in here, so I'm going to minimize that. So let's run it now. Run. Yeah, I believe I've done everything that I need to do, so let's try it out. Decision time. There we go. Enter student details there. Student ID number. Let's make it about 6 numbers. So the name for this student, I'm going to call that, let's say, Folake. Tomilola. Okay, Folake Tomilola, and she lives in number 1, Gostown. Let's just say Gostown. Oh yeah, Gostown, that's fine. Box and so on. So that's female, date of birth, and the 10 of the 10, let's say 90. Mobile number, and email, let's say fola@gmail. Right. Parent guidance, mom. Let's copy the address. They live in the same place, and mom is Joy Tomilola as well. Mobile number, we're just gonna make that up. That's work number. Let's make another one up here, and here Joyce or Joy at Gmail. Paste that there. Okay, the course, whatever, information systems, and she's a home student. Accommodation, yes. And scholarship, yes. Let's say 3rd year, and the subjects. Right. Very strong candidate in that case. Database, math, and data science, let's say 80. There we go. All we then need to do is add up all of this data. There we go. First class student. Now decision time for my database in here. So let's come in here and click on add. There we go. It's telling me record entered successfully. That's good. Click on OK. So let's see my student details in here. I should be able to, I haven't added this here yet. I'm going to get my tree view to take care of that, but right here I have all of the following. That is fine. So come in here and let's go to our back end. That's the back end. I'm going to click on refresh. There we go. Falake's details is there. It's on the system, and that is all there is to that. That's cool. That's working fine. So I'm going to minimize that. So the first part is taken care of. Let's take care of 1, 2, and find a way to make sure I add the data into the table, the tree view as well. So I'm going to exit out. Exit. Yeah. Right. Okay guys, let's take care of the update. I'm going to go right there. So in fact, let's copy all of this for the update anyway. I'm going to grab all of this, everything here. Do that again. Let's see. I'm going to copy it individually. Then I need this from here up to here, and I'll change the content in here around. Just copy those. that will be my update. So I'm going to change the name here to update. Get it indented. Alright, I also need all of this information here, so let's add a broken line there. This is for update, and let's grab all of the information in here. Start from the top here up to exchange, copy that, bring it down. Okay, we already have this. Up to exchange, so let's grab it from exchange again. There, up to digital. And paste. Now we have up to digital. Let's grab the others. I'm going to grab all of these as well. There we go. And just paste that there. That is it. In fact, it's the same lines of code. I've just copied and pasted them all in here. So I will now change one or two things around. So here I'm just going to say maybe is record successfully updated. Change that to updated. There. Now the data that we want to update, we now need to enter them all in here. Okay, first of all, we have to change the SQL command to update the following data. Update student ranking, and we need to set as follows. So I'm going to get rid of everything in here, get rid of that, and that will become set as a first name that is equals percent, that is my first name, comma, I'm going to repeat the same thing for surname, equals percent there. Okay, and I'll just repeat the same thing for every other data that I have on the system. Okay guys, I'll finish up with the update, but I don't need any of these. Let's get rid of that. Right, and let's see, that I may have to re-indent. Let's bring it down. Let's just de-indent it once. Right. Okay, you have to be careful here because it's long, and when it comes to enter this backspace here, you just have to be very careful. Alright, that is it, done. That's for the update. So I'm now going to attach these to my update. So let's scroll right down. And look for the button update. Update, there we go. And here just enter comma, command equals update. Alright, update is taken care of, add is taken care of. Let's take care of delete, and that will be all really. No, we need to take care of one more thing. Alright, so I'm going to copy these and just use that for delete. Delete shouldn't take that long. Delete. And in here I'm just going to, let's make sure I am on the right indentation, right? Okay, so that's going to be delete, so we can just call it delete db, right? There we go. Now there. So with the delete DB, I'm going to grab the following. Let's come up here. I'm just going to grab all of these and paste that underneath here. There. The only difference is going to be my SQL statement, delete from student ranking. I believe that's the name of my database. That's where student ID equals my percent equals, and that is the student IDs. No, that'll be self, lowercase self dot student db dot get. There we go. Now let's get it. Here the SQL statement is written. There should be a quote in here though, and right here. Alright, so I'm going to grab all of these and just paste it here to finalize the delete. There we go. And message box, record deleted, something like that. Record successfully deleted. There. Okay, that's delete taken care of, and we can then even call the reset function, reset the whole lot. Right, now let's do this. Let me display. I want to be able to display as well, so for the display I may have to speed that up. So first of all, let's create a database. Then we create a function there. We call this function display data. There, and I will enter as follows. There we go. That's for my display data. Now one last function there. This one is going to be, I'm going to call it function student info. Function student info, I'm going to make that an event so that we can get all of our information there. So with a local variable called view info, that is going to be equals whatever information we have on our tree view. This is our tree view. Let's grab that. Let's bring this here. Equals whatever we have inside this tree view dot, we want it to get focused. There we go. Then another local variable in there, I'm going to call it learner data. Learner data equals the student info dot item, and we get the information from the view info. There we go. Then let's say role equals learner data. Okay, learner data and whatever value we have in here. There we go. And here we now need to enter all of these values. So it's going to start from, I might as well just copy it here because I need all of this information here, and I'll change it around. Grab it all of that, copy and bring it right down here. Just paste it here. Come down, paste. Let's see. Right. Now all I then need to do is change the rows around. So this very row, so that will become set, and the row, the first one is 0. That's my very first row. Get rid of this, we don't need that. And the next one, and so on. Copy and paste. Copy that again. That will be 1, and so on, guys. So this is 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we have 5. I'm gonna have to speed that up, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, all of the data all of the rules are in place now. So I'm now going to call these very one. First of all, let's call these inside my table. Copy that, and I'm going to go straight down where we have my table right there, the tree view. Let's come right down here, tree view right here. There. Now the next thing is I'm gonna grab this. We need to get it binded to the student information. So come down here, and that is bind, and that is going to be on button click. Yeah, and release, on button release, something like that. There, and that is called, I think, student info, something like that. Let's be sure of this name. Let me go back up there. What did I call it? Yeah, student info using event. Okay, bring it right down, just to verify that I'm right. Yeah, I am right. There. Okay, that is all that taken care of, and I think that's all there is to it. So, but one thing first, I need to call this inside my add new. Let's go to add data. We're here. I'm gonna call that here. There, add data, and I'm also gonna call it in my delete. Yeah, let's come right down here. Delete. I'll call it somewhere here. There we go. Right, and let's call it here as well, inside the update. Yeah, call it inside the update. I think that's all there is to it. So all we then need to do now is we come right down here, and we just call all of these buttons, call all of these functions. I need to call delete, and I think I have already called update. Scroll right down. Where is, yeah, add update is called delete. Delete is the only one left to be called, or to be connected to the function. There we go, guys. I believe I am done. Yeah, that's good, man. I love it. I think that will be all, guys. So I'm going to just run it, and let's see how that is going to look like. Let's see, make sure everything in here, delete, they are all in order. Okay, so we're gonna have to run it now. So let's click on run. and we'll take it from there. There we go. First stage, everything seems all right. And here as well, that's my previous record that's shown up. Okay, that's the whole purpose of that. So if I click on this, I should be automatically able to populate every single data in there. Look at it. Okay, that is the purpose of the student info and the display. So let's reset. That is working fine as well. Let's see. Yeah, reset is working fine. Now let's enter some new data, and the name of the student happens to be, let's say, Paul Parker. I'm very pleased with this. An address of Parker, 15 Little Venice. And just for your information, guys, this is the longest video I've ever done. I'm happy with it. For those of you intend to or who's working on your project, believe me, this is very good for your project. So let's speed up the details here. And in here, yes, home student, accommodation, and so on. Yes, scholarship. No, it's not a scholarship, it's a paying student. And let's assume is okay. And here, enter as follows all the subjects. And let's enter some details in here. Scores, else is gonna end up with zeros. Nope. There. Okay, we can now dig out the total, the ranking, and the date. There we go. And date of birth, let's say 14 whatever, and 99. Telephone number, let's enter email there, paul@gmail.com, and I'm going to grab that for the guidance as well. Guidance email, let's say, is Felix. There we go. And that is supposed to be brother. Felix Parker. Address the same there. Mobile number or work number, and do that. Let's copy that and change it around. Mobile number. There we go. Now add those details. There, it is successful. There we go. Let's go to student details. That is it right there. And let's check out our database now. The back end. Click on the back end, and where is it? Ranking double. Let's view the table. Where is that table? There we go. That is it there, Paul Parker. And that's all there is to it, guys. That's all there is to this long tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. And to all my previous channel member, thanks a lot for all your support. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial, and you all have a nice day now, and bye for now.